the Barstool Rundown. It's me, it's Robbie Fox, it's Jack Mac 800K on TikTok. Thursday, January 18th, presented by Pardon Your Cheesesteak. Eat cheesesteaks today. Number one topic is the Cowboys and the Eagles both bringing back their head. What?
No,
Pardon Your Cheesesteak. It's my favorite.
Pardon My Cheesesteak.
There you go.
Pardon My Cheesesteak.
Yeah.
Available nationwide.
That's right.
Delicious cheesesteaks, French fries.
1,500 locations.
That many?
Yep.
That's insane.
Yeah.
shout out Pardon My Cheesesteak.
Yeah. The Cowboys and the Eagles, Jack. Both bringing back their head coaches, Mike McCarthy and Nick Sirianni, coming back. I had a very big laugh at the Cowboys bringing back Mike McCarthy because he is a regular season win merchant and then fails remarkably in the playoffs. I was doing a lot of research last night. 16 seasons coaching. One, he was fired halfway through in Green Bay. 11 playoff wins. And 4 of those wins, which is 36%, were in one season where Aaron Rodgers dragged his ass to a Super Bowl. So probably a very good regular season coach, a ton of wins. He's gone 12-5, 3 straight years in Dallas. No results to show for it. But Jerry Jones doesn't like coaches that step to him or want to do anything regarding player personnel. So that's why he kept Jason Garrett around forever. That's why he's keeping Mike McCarthy around forever. I think it's hilarious that he's coming back. And then the Eagles, Smitty's over there. He's going to talk about his guy coming back. You want to come in now?
Whoa.
His guy.
Uno momento, por favor.
Whoa.
The Smitty moment. God damn it, so close.
We're retired from the fall guy.
Just a fall guy.
I get why people are saying that Nick Sirianni is coming back because him and Howie Roseman have been reaching out to coordinators.
Right.
It's not necessarily the case.
Oh.
What, he's finding his own replacement?
Well, listen to this. So Jeffrey Lurie, owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, likes to keep his puppet coaches, treats them with kid gloves. So when Doug Peterson, after winning a Super Bowl, had a down year, he required Doug Peterson to kind of do the same thing before an end-of-the-year meeting. He wanted to know the plan. He wanted to know how you're righting the ship and getting it fixed. And Doug Peterson came in and either did not impress Jeffrey Lurie or said, hey, bro, I just won a fucking Super Bowl. I'm not doing this.
Right.
And Jeffrey Lurie had no intentions of letting Doug Peterson go during that meeting. Doug Peterson got let go. So I think this is a similar situation where they're meeting today because Jeffrey Lurie had logistical issues yesterday, a.k.a. he was in the Caribbean. And we're going to see how Nick Sirianni rights the ship and see if Jeffrey
Jack's doing something really weird with his tongue right now.
Can I ask you something?
Jack Mac, is that a TikTok story?
No. That's phenomenal. I didn't know that. That's great. That's stuff you only get from people that really follow the team, know the team. I would love to see this meeting.
Is Jeffrey Lurie related to Hugh Laurie?
I don't think so.
I could see that. No, he's British.
Yeah, no, well, he's Australian, right?
I couldn't believe that when I found it out, that House was fucking not
wait,
American.
do you guys
He was like a comedy actor in Australia.
Do you hate?
Great actor.
Yeah.
Do you hate your owner like the same way we hated Dan Snyder?
No, Jeffrey Lurie's been a great owner because he's been doing everything. He's great with charity.
Okay.
They win.
Some things are bigger than sports.
Well, they win. They won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And they've been consistently winning over the course of Jeffrey Lurie's career since '94. And give him credit. Every single coach he's hired has been kind of under the radar and has done well since Ray Rhodes. I mean, nobody heard of Andy Reid beforehand. Obviously, there was Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly.
Doug Peterson. I base my entire existence. I sometimes question myself and the decisions I make now based on how off I was on Doug Peterson. I thought there was no chance he would ever win a Super Bowl.
I recall Donovan McNabb pulled up a lot of old Smitty blogs saying, like, fire Doug Peterson, worst coach of all time. He'll never win anything here. Rest in peace, Donovan McNabb. He was a very nice guy, handsome as hell, too.
Maybe he should make a Detroit.
Stop.
I
don't even know who was behind that name.
But Nick Sirianni, he has his faults, and I think he should be dismissed. But he's got 3 straight winning seasons. He made a Super Bowl last year. So the way things are going, he probably will stay, but he needs Frank Wright at offensive coordinator and Wink from the Giants at defensive coordinator. That's the only way he stays. If he doesn't get that, then it's no point.
Okay. And you love Mike McCarthy coming back. Great for us.
Of course.
You and John Rich were kind of arguing about that before.
Yeah, because John Rich likes regular season wins. I need postseason results.
I just think it's not like the craziest thing to bring back a coach who's had 12 wins in the last 3 seasons.
We talked
like,
about this.
He's getting you there. He's still getting you there. He's not the worst coach.
I understand
He's
that.
doing better than a very high percentage of coaches in the
He
NFL.
won 1 Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers' prime, and he's done nothing in Dallas with a ton of talent there.
Nothing in the playoffs.
Which is all that matters.
Did you hear Dak Prescott's press conference?
What did he say?
He basically blew Mike McCarthy. He said, "Yeah,
They
he's
love
the
him.
greatest
Yeah,
coach
they
I've
all
had.
love him.
I've had my best season.
Yeah.
Like it's not his fault. I didn't perform." So I think that goes a long way. But also, Jerry Jones, God bless him, may he live another 150 years and keep being among the walking dead and keep McCarthy around.
The more fetus blood that Jerry Jones drinks, the better for us.
And
Yeah.
I did not think I was going to get an androchrome joke.
He's snapping necks of fetuses and drinking their blood.
I didn't think we would get 2 fetus drops on the rundown. Make that 3, I guess.
I do want to say, though, Big Cat quote tweeted this and said the same thing. Jake Ferguson put out this video of Mike McCarthy over Many Men of him dancing. Yeah. I got to say, Mike McCarthy looked like the fucking man in that video. And so now I think I'm kind of with John Rich. Both these teams are very close. And to blow it up is kind of questionable. I think that's more for Eagles than McCarthy, because McCarthy, how many times does he have to fuck up in the playoffs for us to be like...
Jack, I get what you're saying. Watching this Eagles team every week, have you ever seen any sports franchise out of the 4 major sports be one of the best teams in the league, have the odds-on favorite to win the championship, as well as the MVP favorite, and then become the worst team in the league mid-season without like any injuries?
Well, Jalen got hurt though.
He's banged up, but the regression should not have been that much.
Is he the guy?
Yes, I still think so.
Is he?
Yes,
Okay.
He has to be. There's no choice.
Okay.
It just has to be.
I like that. I like that answer.
But he's earned it. Last year, the Super Bowl performance, other than his fumble, he earned it.
Also, I think he still had a decent year this year. Like when they allowed him to throw the ball down the field, which they really didn't, he did throw some pretty good.
Did you see the stat about the number of screens?
Yeah,
it was like 680 screens.
No, that's fake.
It's imagined. Yeah,
That's fake.
Yeah, but like so many people.
Well, that's why it's so absurd. Like you believe that. You believe they average 27 yards negative on every screen pass, which they might as well have.
I don't do the math there.
But when you're running bubble screens to Kenny Gainwell and Julio Jones, when you have Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, and Dallas Goedert out there, and you refuse to use DeAndre Swift, even though he rushed for over 1,000 yards, something's fucking up.
Yeah.
And that's usually the coaching. And there's a huge disconnect coming out now with Jalen Hurts not, quote, believing in Sirianni. So that might be something. And the offense.
Now, Jalen says a lot of things he doesn't mean because he's the perfect speaker in public, which
he's getting Russell Wilson vibes.
No, but I almost think it's because
he's not corny though.
He was in the Alabama factory, and they pushed him out, and he knew exactly what to say. That being said, it seemed like in the press conference he supported after the game Sirianni and said, "Hey, no, like, where's he going?" Did you think that was not it?
He could have supported more if he believed in it.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I think there's stuff coming out now where there are a lot of things that happen.
Interesting.
This year that could be an issue.
Pigskin Bob, final words?
Mike McCarthy, not large. 2 different guys.
Robbie's the biggest Commanders fan in the office.
He is.
New York office.
Some could say that.
PFT exists.
In the company. Bob 1, PFT 2, me 3.
There you go.
Dukes 3, you 4.
Dukes is? A Washington fan?
No, he's not.
I didn't know that.
No way.
I was referencing when you got mad at Dukes. Never. Move on.
Yeah, he is. Whatever. All right, next topic.
You're good.
Thank you, Smitty. Topic number 2 is brought to you by Stella Blue Coffee. Drink Stella Blue today.
I'm drinking right now, actually.
Yeah.
The bitter, or like, what's the flavor?
Big Cat brand.
Yeah, no, but there's the specific flavor that's really good. Bitter.
Or the sugar cookie or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Good.
It's really good.
Best clip of the night last night. I could not believe what I was seeing. The Texas Longhorns head coach, basketball, they lose to UCF, and all the UCF players start doing horns down in the handshake, or to the crowd, like right before the handshake line. Rodney Terry, the coach of Texas, goes crazy and starts lecturing these guys in the handshake line, like how disrespectful. You can read lips of a couple of the UCF guys, like, shut up, man. Like, just like, why are you yelling at us? Turns out all they did was go horns down, and he went nuts about it, saying that's classless. Don't do that shit. We don't do that because when you do those kind of things, it looks very classless. We're just talking all about class as if it's so college. You see it a lot in college football. Like these things that make college sports great is Texas getting so offended by horns.
This is the first time in a little bit that there was like a run there from like 2019.
Bob, no.
Wow.
Bob.
Crime was just committed live in the Barstool Sports
Gotta
office.
stop, dude.
Family program, Bob.
Liz
is gonna find you.
That's a wild reference, but
to Texas.
I know. I just wasn't expecting her to be brought up. The horns down was almost like the football program realized we can't get mad at this because it just only adds fuel to the fire.
Of course, it makes people want to do it. I wanted to do it when I read that.
And now they're back. It's back in every away game now. Rodney Terry has just introduced hell to his basketball team.
You'll be seeing that everywhere you go.
And also, Texas lost this game after leading by 16. And then he goes in this press conference and he's essentially lecturing
the
UCF team. He's like, when I tell my guys that when we win with class, and when you win and you celebrate like that, it makes it seem like you didn't expect to win. It's like, well, first of all, you lost, dude. Second, why are you talking to them like you coach them? Also, Rodney Terry has really not done anything as a coach.
Yeah, I was saying, what do we know about him?
So he took over after Chris Beard had that situation where I think he got arrested, the charges were dropped, but he couldn't be brought back.
A little misunderstanding.
I think it was more than a misunderstanding, but let's not turn this into a Chris Beard. He took over, and then they went to, I think, the Elite Eight last year, or maybe it was the year before, and then he did so well as the interim coach, they wanted to keep him. He is the players coach, even though that was not very players coach-esque.
No.
Like, also, the UCF players were not doing it towards Texas players. They were doing it to the crowd. And then I saw another angle where it looks like they were doing it to, like, essentially their media guy who was filming it. And, everything now is, like, they do post-game video recaps where it's, like, a cinematic recap. And, like, that's what they were doing it to. It was after the game was over, too.
Also, like,
incredibly soft. I think this is the end of him. He will never recover from this.
Oh, really?
At Texas, at least.
Yeah.
So John Rich at John Rich TV on Twitter wrote, "Where does horns down rank among most offensive slurs?" I guess that was a reference to
top 5.
Mintzy coming back this morning. Not positive.
No, top 5 in terms of slurs.
Rank them.
There's nothing. There's nothing better than having somebody having something like this, a team, and then being able to reverse it. You can do it with the U. You can do it with the chomp. If you do the chomp, it's not reversed, but you can do it towards them.
What's a reverse chop?
Yeah, how do you reverse chop?
I'm not
Take it
saying
back?
like you're doing it to them.
Oh, you mock them.
Oh, you chop them.
Yeah. So like it's a mock. One of the greatest clips I think in the history of sports, and it's almost like a passing of the guard. It's almost like out of the movie. When Alabama beat Tim Tebow and Urban Meyer back in 2008 in the SEC championship game, Mark Ingram and Julio Jones are doing the chomp on the sideline. It goes from, this is crazy, a crying Tim Tebow with Aaron Hernandez next to him, to Mark Ingram and Julio Jones Mark Ingram doing the chomp, and then Julio Jones comes in and essentially catches the chomp, and essentially like you're catching the gator.
Yeah.
And
Rich will put that video in.
And then we do not. But in that's why I'm describing it so much.
So for the viewers at home, apparently we're not allowed to put any video in the rundown. So every time we say John Rich will put it in, he just gets very upset because he just can't do anything about it.
Now, Florida was a dominant team
So
at
you
that
play
time.
Aaron Hernandez, you play Tim Tebow.
So yeah, Tim Tebow was crying. I'm like, oh.
And Aaron Hernandez is just sitting there, like he has his hand on his shoulder.
Oh, that's that picture?
Yes.
Oh.
And right after that picture, they cut on CBS to them catching the gator chomp, and then Alabama goes on a historic run for the next 15 years, and now
Aaron Hernandez killed the guy.
Yep. And Tim Tebow
Lost his virginity.
Yes.
Plays baseball now.
Fucking goals.
Yeah.
To lose my virginity, not to play baseball.
You gotta pray for it. That's what Tebow did.
But hey, Texas, consulting. If anyone ever does it to you,
What do you do back? Or what do you, yeah.
no, you just smile. You're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, you got me.
You got me. Like,
Also,
oh.
don't blow a 16-point lead. Rodney.
At home, they are now 1-3 in the Big 12. Really bad, Rodney Terry.
have that.
Like you gotta You got to figure it out, bro. And also, the way he was talking was just so like.
He thought he was Coach K, and nobody took him seriously.
I wonder if he goes on Twitter that night and then sees he's getting clowned. Or does he live such a great life that he's a millionaire? He's like, I don't.
He ain't on Twitter.
His players are probably like, hey, coach, don't do that again.
Yeah.
Next topic brought to you by Pink Whitney. Get it at your local retailer or order a Pink Whitney shot at the bar. Everybody loves it. The Portland Trailblazers, Deandre Ayton, I love this story. He couldn't make the game last night because it snowed. So here's a guy, he's from the Caribbean. He played basketball in Arizona. He played on the Suns. Now he's up in Portland. He's also, if you ever watch a bunch of West Coast NBA, I hate watching him. He's the most talented guy who shows zero effort. He's just gotten by being naturally talented and tall. He could be dominant. He chose not to, but that's my little aside about him. There was too much ice on his driveway. He was just stuck inside his neighborhood last night, so he couldn't go to the game. The team sent people to try to pick him out, I guess, or I don't even know. I have a feeling he paid those people not to do it. He's like, I'm all set playing Fortnite with the boys. He's the first.
Think he watched the game?
No, not a chance. He hates basketball. This is, you ever hear the stories? You hear it every once in a while about a guy who's just super athletic, so he plays sports, but he actually hates sports.
Yeah,
I think that's him.
Honestly, growing up, that was kind of me.
You were just naturally athletic at everything. Yeah.
No, not. But this was me last.
That's why I'm a blogger.
I gotta be honest. I have slipped on the same patch of ice for 3 days in a row walking my dog.
Your ass?
Once.
Oh, that's bad.
Twice I didn't go down, but twice I did the whoa, and people saw
Play
it.
the video of the guy who slips on the ice for 20 minutes.
That's
Play that, cue that up, John Rich.
Great video.
And then you remember the one where someone sat by I think it was a corner, kids leaving school.
Yes.
And they just all slipped on the same patch. And instead of being like, hey guys, don't walk there, we decided to film it.
So
yeah.
Missing the game
I get
because
it.
of ice is now he's hurt, I believe, so he didn't really have to be there.
Oh, that changes the
But
story.
I think that makes it even worse.
No, he was supposed to play last night.
He was going to play?
Oh, okay.
They upgraded him the Pro
I didn't see they upgraded
like
him.
5 hours before the game. I thought he was going to play.
He had no desire to.
He wasn't ready. Yeah, he wasn't
no
ready to play.
I will say though, somebody said he lives down the street from me, and they took photos of their driveway and then street. You wouldn't have been able to get out of there.
Some people were saying, why didn't he walk up to the main road and get a cab from there? I feel if you're in the NBA and you have that much money and the team has that much money, if you wanted to be at the game, you would be at the game.
Yeah, I think you're right
Now,
about that.
do you remember, this is pre most of our times, it was blizzarding when it used to snow before, this whole thing happened where we don't snow anymore.
Thanks, Biden.
Yep. Dave used to make them go to the Milton office, and it was blizzarding one day, and John didn't go to the office in the blizzard, and he got his ass handed to him for not going to work in the blizzard. I wonder how Dave would handle DeAndre Ayton.
How about HQ2? Me and Frankie Borelli once slept in the two opposite podcast studios. He got the serious one, I got the podcast one, because there was a blizzard the next morning, and we didn't think we'd be able to make it back in.
That's back when we grinded, bro.
I had to do drive time radio with Smitty, Riggs, and Trent. It was a good show.
Was that the Facebook Live one?
It was. It was a show meant to watch while you're driving on Facebook.
Mark Cohn.
Mark Cohn.
The future is on Facebook Live, so do a morning radio show on Facebook. And this is before apps even worked. So it was you had to go to mobilefacebook.com.
That's two former employees we've.
The Cone Dog?
We've mentioned for no reason.
Content Cone has the fit. You can put this one in, Content Cone. He's trying to hang something from the rafters.
No. He's not trying to hang something. He sits in a chair and he goes down hard. I got the video if you want it.
Do I need to go? You all right? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. You're good? Yeah. That was good.
Oh, it was Merriman that was hanging from the rafters.
That was
Jet
Ski had to put a ladder under his legs.
No, Cone just fell off a chair.
That was a funny video.
And then
Cone also canceled From the Top Rope, the first wrestling podcast at Barstool to get canceled, but not the last.
He also loved to throw a football.
I love.
He wanted to be one of the guys.
One of the guys. Yeah.
And so then he got his dream job watching high school basketball.
All right, we don't got to tell the.
All right, come
life
on,
story.
bro. They're doing pretty well.
They are.
Yeah. I think he's still there. Shout out Mark Cohn.
Shout out Mark Cohn.
I wonder if you'll see this.
We'll send it to him.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I saw Loud Sean in Washington, D.C. at a Capitals game.
Well, Loud Sean's the
PFL.
face of the PFL. Shout out
The former employee.
Shout out Loud Sean.
He's crushing it.
No, shout out PFL too. Saudi Arabia coming up.
That's right. Shout out Green Day.
The next topic is brought to you by PFL. They'll be in Saudi Arabia next month? This month.
Next month.
Next month. Green Day, Bob's favorite band. They did a subway concert with Jimmy Fallon, so it was basically Jimmy Fallon mean mugging the camera while Green Day tried to do a show.
You wanna be an American idiot. Don't want a nation and none of you mean it.
They're playing a world tour where they're playing all of American Idiot and Dookie in full.
Crazy.
That was announced, which that's a can't miss concert.
August 5th, Citi Field. I'll be there.
Bob will be there, brought to you by Game Time.
That's right.
Use code STOOL.
We used Game Time together this weekend.
We did.
Giving away free ads. Nice.
This is a fucking free ad show with Nate.
If you want free ads, you come to Barstool Nate. So yeah, we're gonna go. Brought to you by Game Time. Using code STOOL for 20% off your first order. $20 off your first order. I don't know. Green Day played a show with Jimmy Fallon.
These videos are cool.
Yep.
Sometimes they're lame. Other times, I'm not a Jimmy Fallon hater. I know most of the internet is a Jimmy Fallon hater. He definitely increases the lame factor
the
by
bumps.
10,000 here.
No, I don't mind Fallon.
You don't mind Fallon?
Dude,
I hate Kimmel.
Fallon gets way overhated. Fallon gets way overhated on the internet. But in this video, I cringe. I would rather just see Green Day.
People
like,
blame Fallon for Trump winning because he
rubbed his
hair.
He gave him the old-fashioned Nate Nogi.
and there's like true analysts that's saying that was the moment that people started to humanize.
He humanized him. Yeah, it was a big thing on like Daily Caller or whatever that is.
No, Daily Caller would be in
Not
support
Daily
of that.
Caller, the other one.
Daily Loud.
Not Daily Loud.
Daily Mail.
Not Daily. Fuck. Which one am I thinking of?
Daily Beast.
Daily Beast. Yes.
Ah.
Yes. Big thing on there that Jimmy Fallon humanized.
That's where the
Big Stoolies.
clown wrote his one.
Clown College. Yeah.
Big
Clown
stories.
Cut, yeah.
Yeah, big stories.
They hate us over there.
You don't want to be liked
Not
by
much
the
else
Daily.
on Green Day, though.
Not much else on Green
But
Day.
decent video. I mean, they actually performed like 4 songs, which sometimes they'll just do like their new single like 4 times in a row. But they have a new album coming out tomorrow.
Have you seen them in concert?
Yeah, a couple times.
I
First time I saw them was one of the best shows I ever saw. They played for 3 hours at MSG.
They'll probably do that. They'll probably do like a Taylor thing, right? Just go through every album. Like
No, I think they're going to play the 2 albums and then maybe
then
like
the
a couple
hits.
other songs.
They're aging well, in my opinion.
They are. They still look cool as rock stars.
who's your number one band?
Me?
Yeah, I feel like you don't really talk music that much.
Oh, like my favorite ever is definitely Oasis. And then
Did we know that?
And yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I've
about
talked to
Oasis,
him about that. I'm not like a super fan, but like I love.
Vlogged Oasis before
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah.
you did,
I love
right.
Oasis.
Yeah. Us and the Dawn. The Dawn.
I like if I had to listen to one rock band for the rest of time, or like Oasis would be up there in general.
Yeah.
Like just for I also like a lot of rappers, but I used to be more into country, but I would say Oasis like
Wow, I didn't know that.
Mad for it.
mad for it. Yes.
Do you think they ever get back together?
I always look at if there's ever a rumor, I'm always on Bob's Twitter or whatnot to see if there is. But I even like
I think they have one more in them.
One more. They could do it.
I think post the meme with Noel's. Photoshop it, John. Noel's face on the got one more in me.
got one more in me. Shout out Vince Carter.
Yeah.
New Jersey.
Did you see the reverse one?
No.
Selena Gomez was asked about it.
yeah,
and she's
yeah,
like, I feel like I only have one more in me.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I think they do play one more show or one more like 8-gig run.
How much would you pay to go to that?
Oh my God.
I think you would.
I would empty the bank account. Like I would take out a loan.
I would almost feel
I would
like we
ask
should start a
family
fund
members.
for Bob, like help him go. Not that he doesn't have the money, but just
Yeah.
be like,
Now that
as a friend.
Bob don't got it like that?
No, Bob
I don't.
has it, but
I would appreciate the slush fund.
so like just like kind of just like a friendly, like, you know what? Thanks for being a friend. Go over to Manchester.
I'll be there no matter what.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Put that meme in
We're gonna
there
start
next.
a dialogue. We're gonna start a dialogue.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that. Huge catalog. I feel like people don't realize Oasis is more than just Wonderwall. Huge
Yeah.
catalog of
Huge. One of my favorite songs off the beat is Hindu Times.
Yeah.
Oh, great shout. Great shout.
Yeah, it's not like a huge song, but I really like Hindu
Yeah.
Times.
Great song. Lead single. Finally, UFC. This is why we had you guys on the rundown.
Yeah.
Brought
Huge card this weekend,
by
man.
Wood Grooming. Wash your face with Wood Grooming. UFC 97 is this weekend.
297.
297.
We're going back to UFC 97. Brock Lesnar's fighting.
Was that Lesnar?
I don't know.
Sticks in my head.
Around Lesnar time for
Chuck
sure.
Liddell, the Iceman.
maybe a little.
We don't talk about UFC much on the rundown. What are some things to watch on this card this weekend?
There's a huge.
There's a lot of things to watch.
There's a huge grudge match in the main event.
Who's the main event?
Sean Strickland versus Dricus Du Plessis.
I saw that stuff.
Strickland is he's a
Problematic.
you could say that. Eccentric personality, polarizing for sure. Dricus Du Plessis brought up recently his childhood, where Sean is open about he got abused as a child and whatnot.
Know that. I take back what I said.
Dricus brought that up and said, "I'm going to give you a beating so bad you're going to forget those childhood beatings," or something along those lines. Sean got so upset that he actually brawled him the next day in the crowd and reached out to him personally and said, "Just so you know, I plan on fighting you. I can't wait to fight you. I respect you as a fighter. If you bring up my childhood again, I will ruin both of our lives,
game, dude.
and I will stab you."
But is that fight game too?
No, because that wasn't, I guess, initially going to be public. It wasn't public for weeks. He eventually told him, "I'm going to stab you." Then Dricus confirmed, yes, that happened. And now they kind of hugged. Like they hugged in the lobby, and he was like, "Thanks for being understanding."
So Strickland is kind of the face of "there is no line in trash talk."
That's what I thought.
He called Dricus gay because
Is he?
No, he has a smoke show girlfriend, but he has kissed his trainer before going into not his trainer, but his cornerman before going into a UFC fight. So there is like like on the lips.
Like just being bros. You know?
And then they went
Before
to
you fight, you kiss
the
your
rugby. They went to a rugby World Cup in France recently, and they did like a fake proposal, and it looked like they were together. But Sean is saying, "No, there is no line for me. But if you bring up my childhood abuse, that is."
Why does he get to do that?
That's the discussion.
A lot of people are saying that. What do you mean?
He went on Theo Von. He started crying, which I mean, I get it. It's therapy.
What? And it's not fight game?
Well, he is.
Sean Strickland is.
If it's out there, I feel like it's out there. Like,
But Sean Strickland is like. He's like so about himself and about like not like narcissistically, just like I don't think he cares to sell the fight as much as most fighters do. I think he's just like, I'm going to be myself and the fight's going to sell.
And then Ian Gary, who's
Irish fighter. Next big Irish star.
Sean Strickland, before all of this Dricus things started, he essentially put the entire internet on Ian Gary and his wife. His wife's like 18 years older than him.
Kind of like what Dylan Dennis did. Just
exactly.
Being mean.
Exactly. So all the people that were after Nina Agdal needed like a new girl to go after. And they chose Ian Gary's wife, kind of.
Who's like this. She's older than him, but like one of the hottest women like ever. And she does not look her age at all. But he was like, your wife is used. She did write a book that said how to be a wag.
Well, that I also saw it was like apparently it was like a satirical 10-minute audiobook.
Like OJ. Like,
so it wasn't like a real book.
Yeah.
That was fake?
She really like, it was basically like a skit she did for an audiobook service. It was like 10 minutes long.
Oh, okay.
But there's no physical book.
Okay.
How to Be a Wag ebook.
Yeah, it's an ebook.
I don't hate that. Make your money.
Now, this was back in the day, like 2011. Anyways, he started a whole narrative about that.
Basically called her a pedophile.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He said she groomed.
Bad.
You groomed. And then also, this is a little weird. Ian Gary, or her ex-husband, is Ian Gary's nutritionist.
But it's like The Rock, you know?
What about him?
His agent is his ex-wife.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And his trainer is his ex-wife's, I think, current husband.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of weird stuff that happens in this world.
What else can we watch for UFC 297 this weekend?
Well, there's some other good fights, but Dricus.
Another title. There's a title fight in Holly Holm's division.
Oh, it's not her?
No.
If Dricus wins,
yes,
he may have this massive fight against Israel Adesanya, but
could be like UFC 300 main event. Style
bender. That's I nailed it.
And Dricus is from South Africa, claims to be the only like real African in the UFC.
Him and Dave Matthews.
Because he still trains in South Africa. So he's like, I never left the country where I came from.
But then there was a bunch of Nigerians in Cameroon, 2 Nigerians actually, Kamaru Usman and Israel Adesanya, and then you also had Francis Ngannou. But Dricus was saying, you don't train in Africa. I breathe real African air.
Ooh.
So then it became, and then South Africa has a...
Liam's like, I do too.
And then...
South Africa. A good fight.
And then South Africa obviously has...
Where is it? T-Mobile?
Toronto.
Toronto? Are you going?
No.
No passport.
I would never go to Canada.
Why?
I mean, it's a joke.
Trudeau.
They would probably stop. I'm probably on a list in Canada. They would stop me. I don't need to go there.
After show. Yeah.
Wake up with
Referee
Mintzy
Rowdy
is
is
back.
next Thursday. We have a new Referee Rowdy next Thursday. 20 fights for $20 from Providence, Rhode Island. Great card. Lights Out Lang is fighting. 25
Hammer.
Cent is fighting. There's a 6'11" versus 6'9" guy fighting. I think one of them is a amateur wrestler in the Indies.
The backflipping ninja fighting Lord Burns. That's a fire matchup.
I think I was told it's a white backflipping guy versus a black backflipping guy, and that's like the rivalry they have. That's
way to
just
sell
what I
a
was
fight.
told.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so yeah, next Thursday from
I
Providence.
didn't know there was rivalries like that in the
Yeah.
backflipping community.
No, it goes deep.
backflipping
Dude, it goes
community.
deeper than you know. From Dunkin' Donuts Arena in Providence, Bob will be there, Rome will be there.
Dude, that's like a legendary venue.
It's not Dunkin' Donuts anymore.
It's not?
No, it's
a
not.
different name.
But it's the same arena.
Same arena.
Yeah,
I don't
Molly
know.
Cruz played there.
Oh, Pop Punk should play there.
I would love to play there.
Wake Up with Mintzy is back for the third time.
Third Active Life.
Shout out Mintzy. I don't know how I haven't watched this morning's. Yep.
He looked good.
Yep,
Wasn't it all wrinkly?
it was.
It's Mintzy. It's too big. He's lost so much weight.
And Dave,
He said, "Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on me." I think that's a great start. Like he owned up to everything. He apologized to the tech people for putting them in a bad spot. And then Third Active Life is off and running. I can't wait to see what happens.
and Dave.
And then
Spirit
Dave.
Airlines.
Dave did a blog that he bought. So Spirit Airlines, they were talking about merging with JetBlue. Their stock's down infinite, I think 75% over the last 3 days. So Dave said, I'm buying the dip. I'm a good stock guy. I'm buying the dip of Spirit Airlines. The second he bought the dip, Spirit announced restructuring and the stock dropped another 25%. The minute he bought it, like the second, on the nose.
The graph that we're looking at right now is
It's straight down.
it's funny.
It's straight down.
It's almost like the Looney Tunes.
Like you don't, I was saying, you don't even want it to be like a ski slope. His is like vertically down.
down. That's
Horn-
tough, but you know what? That's just one small step back
So-
for a minor setback for a major comeback.
So I'll tell you this, he bought call options, so he needs it to be at $7 per share. I think he said by March, and he'll be a rich man. So
We're getting there.
I'll tell you what, I'm only flying Spirit.
Same.
Only I stand with Dave. He has given me a life. I stand with
You
Dave.
may stand on the plane. It might be standing room only, but
I'm a huge Spirit guy. This segment is brought to you by Spirit Airlines.
that's right. This whole rundown was brought to you by Spirit Airlines,
sure
the new
was.
presenting sponsor of Barstool Sports.
Put in a video of a good video of Spirit, John Rick.
Put in the Spirit commercial.
A good one, because we
Got
are
it.
a Spirit Airlines company until further notice. That's it. No rundown on Fridays, so we will be back.
Since when?
Since that thing
It's
happened.
Barstool Gold went away.
Bring it back. And yeah, that's it. The fun down.